Hi, welcome back channel, FIFA Mobile. Alright, today I'm going to share with you two things. One, of course, going to spend all my gems on the token bundle packs. Of course, I'm going to share you quickly. This bundle token packs will cost a lot, but nonetheless, I managed to get a few of the 1,500 gems later on. I'm going to show you. So now it's really getting all these token packs. It costs 1,500 each, and generally, there's a chance of you getting a few thousand if you're really lucky. But unfortunately for me, more towards the 450. So that's to show you how tricky it is in terms of this. So just try one with points. Now let's quickly enter into the pot whereby I'm going to spend the tokens and I'm going to earn those chips, and of course some players as well. Alright, so just get them going. These are some of the not so worth much money kind of players, but let's aim for the higher ones. Hopefully get someone good out of this. Once I'm done with the 3 prize, I'm just able to click on the refresh and we can go for it again this time around. Just waiting for a bit more to go. Yes, we have hit that 1,500. That will be the first one. We can basically do a refresh and again hoping to get that 1,500 gems again, which I did, of course. I'm going to share you very quickly. Alright, so we hit the first one, that's the skill boost, and then we are waiting for either the player or that 1,500 gems itself. Alright, we hit that as well. So we claim back 3,700 gems, of course. Now working towards getting the resets when we hit that player. Alright, we're looking forward to this. Alright, still no luck so far. Alright, here we go. This is really disappointing. 800,000 worth, 92. That's really cheating. Alright, so that reset it. Let's go for the 1,500 gems once more. Alright, so now let's take a look at this again. Only a few more chances to go. Will we be able to do that? Otherwise, we're going to spend those gems that we have just earned again to get more packs then. Alright, so now let's go back there. We go for the FIFA World Cup, the bundle. Of course, let's try our luck on some reward points. 2,200, not fantastic there. Let's go back for tokens then. 450 every time. So that's how tricky it is. As I mentioned, EA is always stingy, so that's how it works out. Oh, we got a player then. Alright, not too bad. 97 player. Now we need to hit that skill boost in order to do that reset. Will we have sufficient of those? We still got 6 more chances to go. 5 more. Alright, after this token sharing, I'm going to share with you the headache that we've been facing so far with the heroes. I understand the pain that you're looking at this when you talk about those required players. So I did a search in terms of my own, and I realized actually you can do by selecting that program just seen just now under the group stage. And of course you can find players that's in the market, but these are really expensive. Aim for those lower ones, about $500,000 each. We can find cheaper, go ahead. Alright, for me I already have these players, so I'm just going to put in 3 of them, and I think that fulfills the requirement. And very quickly I'm able to carry on with my heroes progress itself. Alright, so that's the 3 players I put in the lineup, and I'm going back to the hero's journey. I'm going to finish up that last 3 match, and in order to get so of those hero points. What's the purpose of that points is basically you can exchange it for keys. Eventually you can unlock that hero chapter. The purpose of playing the hero chapter, I would urge you not to play the first one but the second one. That costs a bit more, costs 2 keys to unlock, and then vis-a-vis the first one which only required 1 set of key. So do go for the second set, because the price is basically once you win over, you are able to claim a player by using the exchange. But again, you got to make sure you have sufficient of those hero players, and of course the required players as well. You do some calculation end of the day to see whether is it worth it or not. Alright, apparently for most of us we have a problem selling our players, the 90 plus players, because they are already flooded in the market with 999 plus. So in order to get rid of these players and to churn out some coins out of them, basically is to use the exchange. But you got to bear this in mind. only the 104 hero players, they are worth at least some coins. So do check the market first before you do the exchange. And once you put in those 90 overall OVR players that you can't sell anyways, together with some hero players, then you can go for it. And eventually, I do recall I sold one of those for 30 over million. So that's really something you can look forward to towards the hero chapters. Unlock those with 2 keys, but again, you need to play, I think, at least 3 sets of these heroes skill games, and of course those matches as well. So basically, you claim about 100 keys per set completed, i.e., a total of 9 skill games come to matches itself. With 3 sets, that would fulfill with getting sufficient points for 2 sets of keys, and you can unlock those chapters that require 2 keys. Do not unlock the first set, which only require a set of keys, because they are worthless. You can't get coins out of them. Basically, no one is buying them anyways, unless you're looking towards those 2 sets of keys, which cost more. For in terms of players, you're gonna put in a higher in terms of investment, but nonetheless, when you don't have an opportunity to sell those players anyways, put them in the exchange, generate that 104 player out from the exchange, put it in the market, get 30 over million out of it. So I think that's not a bad deal after all. But if you are putting real coins into the market to buy the sufficient players, then it's not worth it, because you may be incurring more than 30 over million just for that player alone. Alright, so make sure you do some of your calculation there, and make sure you are spending less than probably 15 million, so that eventually when you get the player out, you sell it for 30 over million, you made at least 100% of your capital intake into the consideration of 15, and you make 30, for example, after tax. That's 15 million profit. So generally, that's how you go about in doing the heroes. Otherwise, doing heroes matches itself are just getting some of the rewards that you can claim. Yeah, I believe some skill boosts and whatnot, but nonetheless, that is just part and parcel of this whole game itself. Alright, so that of course there will be more to go in terms of the matches that we'll play later on. Talking about the World Cup itself, why am I spending all my gems into those packs that you saw earlier in this video? Is because I generally wanted to claim the 109 Prime Icon players. Apparently, free to play, you are be able to do so if you invest sufficiently in terms of those bundle packs itself, which I've shown you earlier in the video. In return, you'll get some of your gems back. You can reinvest into the bundles again. Alright, so with that, hopefully we can get the 109 player. I'm aiming for the first one, which is a CA 109. Once I get that Prime Icon, I'm going to switch out my current, which is event icon. I'm aiming for a whole set of team filled with all the Prime Icon cards. So of course, some of my Prime Icons players are really low in OVR because they are just 97 Prime. Even though you max them out, they are only 102 OVR. So vis-a-vis a 105 player, you can get a max of 110. So if you're getting even higher Prime Icon like what we are trying to get right now, I think they'll get 1 plus kind of OVR, which is definitely a boost towards your team's OVR. Particularly important for VSA, not so important for H2H, but nonetheless, they look really good in terms of the whole set of cards or team you have, all filled with Prime Icon. So that's my objective in trying to achieve that collection. So in terms of what I'm doing so far, I'm still holding on to Messi, which is the striker, because it's really good in that context. But again, if I could get another Prime Icon, I may switch him out as well. So I'm looking towards getting a CAM and a ST, because those are the positions currently that I do not have Prime Icons with. Definitely I could buy better players like a CB, but of course that cost me about 47 million or so, which I'm trying to save up as well for Coleman. Coleman Prime Icon is really good. and I'm going to switch them out for a lower OVR. So with a 105 Coleman, I could easily move up to 110. So of course, with all these players, as we've moved up further, with everybody having higher OVR, the team OVR would be, of course, increased accordingly. Again, the other perspective of increasing the team OVR is really in terms of VSA wins, and of course, it basically gives you a sense of achievement. How do you go on further besides putting in high OVR players? Is really training them all the way to 30. That's the cap, and of course skill boost. I mentioned about skill boost before, but I just want to mention it again. Skill boost wise, you'll be collecting them along the way, saving up, so eventually you can have sufficient skill boost to impose an upgrade on all the players that you have with the relevant skill boost. A way to save some coins is really to have players that share the same skill boost. The more the merrier. Apparently, if imagine you have 3 CBs of all different skill boosts, you're going to spend 3 times the investment to increase them accordingly. Vis-a-vis if all 3 CB are using the same skill boost, then probably you'll be saving 2/3 of the cost and just upgrading by 1 set, and you achieve all 3. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and of course time to play the tournament as well. Okay, goodbye.